How's everyone doing? I am doing great. It's Teddy here from Team TJ, and yeah, you read the title right. Terraria on this channel is canceled. It's done. It's over. Finito, kaput, no more. And the main reason being pretty much just boils down to I didn't find enjoyment in the game. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. I felt more like I was playing it out of obligation. And I'll get more into that as we go. I don't really know what to... Should have structured this a bit better. This video is more just to kind of address why there's no more Terraria. And I'm just going to kind of go over a few points and... yeah, I'm just kind of give a few examples. Now, before we get started, I'm just going to list problems I have with Terraria, okay? And reasons I don't personally enjoy it. I'm not calling Terraria a bad game. I'm not belittling anybody who does enjoy Terraria, okay? I'm just going over the reasons I don't personally enjoy it, okay? Okay. So to start off, there are a total of 3 episodes of my Terraria series on my YouTube channel currently. Episode 1, 2, and 3, obviously. Episode 1 was alright. There was nothing too bad there, as I was just, it was a brand new game. I never played it before. I was going in completely blind, and I expected, yeah, it's going to be a little slow, but, that's how usually a new game is. You don't really know what you're doing. The second episode, I was feeling a little bit like, what am I doing? What's the purpose of this? Why am I doing this? And episode 3, I was really phoning it in. I was really phoning episode 3 in, I gotta be honest. You might not be able to tell that in the video. I even asked a friend of mine, was I phoning it in? And, he said it didn't sound like I was, and I told him I was. And I guess that did kind of show that I guess, acting skills, I guess. But, yeah, no, I was really phoning it in for episode 3. And I did record episode 4. I will not be editing episode 4, and I will not be uploading episode 4 of Terraria. It will not happen. That episode was really bad. Really, really bad. I kinda, in a less polite way, I think I let it slip that I really wasn't enjoying myself in the game. And there's only so much phoning in you can do. There's only so much phoning in anyone can do, and that's pretty much what happened there. I was not happy. That was a bad, very, very bad video, and I'm never editing that video. I'm probably even going to delete the footage. There's no point in keeping it. Now the question remains, why do I not like Terraria? I tried the game, I played it, and I guess I played it for about a little over 4 hours. I'm closer to 5 hours, I'd say. So why do I not like it? Well, I got some pointers to kind of get me the idea of why I don't like it. And pointer number 1, it's not very immersive. That was one of the issues I mainly felt as I was playing it, was I was not feeling immersed in the world. It felt more like I was watching the world, not like I was part of the world. And I'll elaborate. So and throughout this little video, I'm going to definitely be making a lot of comparisons between Terraria and Minecraft. A lot of comparisons. But I can also throw in other games similar to Minecraft, like, say, Subnautica, or even other games I've played on the channel, like A Story About My Uncle or Soma. So, what's the problem I have with Terraria, and why do I say it's not immersive? Well, it's not first person. Now, I've played plenty of games that are not first person I do enjoy, so that's not the key factor there. The issue I have is that this type of game is like this open world adventure style. I want to be immersed in the world. I want to feel like I'm part of the world. In Minecraft, you see out of your character's eyes. It's first person. And so it makes, at least when I play Minecraft, I feel like I'm in the block world. I feel like I'm part of that world. And that I am seeing out of my own eyes. And Subnautica, I feel like I am the survivor on the planet 4546b, trying to survive in the oceans of horrifying leviathans and ancient alien technology. And that's because in both those games, your character is pretty much a blank slate. You know, like you're playing as a character that has really no name, no identity. I mean, I guess unless you count Riley for Subnautica and Steve for Minecraft, I guess Alex counts too. But the thing is, they don't have any character, you know, and none of them have any character. You know, there's like take Minecraft for instance, Steve and Alex, like we know what they look like. They have absolutely no personalities. We have no idea who they are as people, and that's kind of the point. You insert yourself into them. And same thing with the character of Riley, which I don't think we ever actually hear our character's name in the actual game. I think that's just like official lore that his name is Riley. But like in Subnautica, we play as Riley, but again, blank slate. He has no personality. His personality is our personality, the player's personality. Now, what about games I've played that are first person where the character is actual character, like Soma with Simon Jarrett. You know, we play as Simon, and he has his own thoughts, he has his own personality, he has his own monologue. Or even Subnautica Below Zero with Robin Ayu. She also has her own personality, her own monologue. Yes, but the difference being is that with Soma, it feels more like I'm playing a movie. Like I'm playing as a character in a already written story, and I can still kind of insert myself. Like I felt genuine fear playing Soma. Like in some of those instances, I felt like I was actually scared of the monsters in Soma, and that only really I think happens when you can actually like feel like you are that character, like that is you. That is you. Even if it's not you, it is you. You know, that's hard to explain. I'm hoping you guys can understand where I'm going with this. And while there's plenty of games that I've played that are third person, the thing is, those are different styles of games. They're not open world sandbox survival type games. You know, they're usually something else. Terraria is an open world survival sandbox game. Or at least it sort of is. We'll get to that later. But you're staring at the screen, and it's just this 2D thing. It's like almost like a side scroller type of deal. And for me, at least, I feel like I'm just watching my character move back and forth. I don't feel like I am my character. I just feel like I'm kind of controlling this little sprite on the screen. And so the immersion just does not exist. There's no immersion. I don't feel immersed into the world. I just feel like I'm watching it. I don't feel like I am one with it. And that's just like a personal thing, but that's one of the reasons I had a bit of an issue with playing Terraria, is it's one of the difficult parts. My next point is that Terraria is just outright confusing. It's just outright confusing. When you start up a new Terraria world, you are just thrust into this pixelated 2D landscape with absolutely no clear objective, no real assistance or guidance, no idea what on earth you're doing. Unless you've played the game before, in which case for new players, like me, that's not exactly easy to figure out. Now, before anyone says like, oh, well, there's this guy called the Guide, and like he helps to guide you and stuff. Okay, let me get into a small little rant about the Guide real quick. 1, he just seems like some random NPC at first. There's nothing in the actual beginning of the game that tells you he is the Guide. Not one thing in the beginning of the game really tells you that. 2, his assistance is pretty worthless. Hitting the help button with him is really just him pulling advice out of a pool. It's like he's just kind of, out of a pool of different answers, he'll just pull up something random and stuff. It's not helpful because it's not specific. Like, if I want to say, no, like, what should I do next? I go to him and he's like telling me how to craft a pickaxe. It's like, I already figured that one out, buddy. And then there's his crafting menu, which he's basically like a walking recipe book, and that's that. You give him an item, and he'll then show you all the different things that that one particular item can be used to make, but it's locked behind this one NPC. Now, again, going back to Minecraft again, Minecraft figured this problem out. Now, for a long time, Minecraft didn't have this feature, and there were actually like mods that added the feature into the game, but eventually Minecraft did get this feature and implemented it pretty good. And that was the recipe book, which is this green book icon that's in the player's inventory, as well as any crafting or furnace grid in Minecraft. When if you click it, it opens up the recipe book window, which shows all the different recipes. All the different recipes that the player can make using the resources the player has already obtained, no matter when they obtained it, or whether even they have it or not. It's just every recipe that the player has unlocked. Just every recipe that the player has unlocked because the player got that particular resource. That could be like, oh, though you got one iron ingot, well now the recipe book has all the recipes that iron ingots are used for. You finally got yourself some diamonds, same thing. The recipe book is now filled with all the recipes that use diamonds, unless that recipe requires something that you haven't found quite yet. And so on and so forth. It's like, and it's on you at all times. It's just part of the menus and stuff. And again, Minecraft didn't originally have this feature. It gained it later. Terraria needs this feature. And as far as I'm concerned, Terraria needs that feature. The guide doesn't work as a walking recipe book. It's too confusing. It just makes things even more difficult. And anyone who says, well, open up the wiki, I don't think you should have to open up a wiki to enjoy a video game. That doesn't seem like good game design. And speaking of game design, that brings me to my next point. Terraria itself seems like it's confused. Like, it doesn't seem to know what kind of game it's supposed to be. Is it a sandbox game? Kind of, but not quite. Is it a survival game? Kind of, but not quite. Is it a true open world survival craft? Kind of, but not quite. Is it a boss basher? Kind of, but not quite. I even felt like Terraria even has some roguelike elements thrown into the mix, which doesn't seem to line up very well either. The game doesn't seem to fit any particular genre, and while there's plenty of games that can do that, then I don't think Terraria does it well. And going into confusion brings me to my next point, which is even bigger than the other one, and that is the fact that the game, this is why I think the game is also very confused. There is no story, but there's a linear progression system. And that doesn't make much sense. Okay, so I'll just throw this out there. To any of you hoping to see a blind playthrough of Terraria, even if ever, that's definitely not happening because I've spoiled myself. I actually looked things up about Terraria, seeing is there actually anything that I can look up or learn about the game that might actually help me find some way to enjoy it. If anything, I just found things that made me not like it more. So in Terraria, if you reach a certain power level, the first boss will spawn the Eye of Cthulhu. And then you fight the Eye of Cthulhu. And many of the other bosses require summoners, but still, an event like that happening outside of the player's real control, except I guess just not progressing into the game, means that there's a linear progression to the game. There is a linear progression. There's a something kind of building on itself, and that's pretty much what it is. It's building on itself. Thing is, there's no story, there's no plot, there's no reason. I guess you could invent your own reason as to why you're doing this, but it's kind of difficult to come up with when you've never played it. Like, you can't exactly roleplay something you don't expect, and that's not exactly. No. Or how about as you get further into the game, suddenly the corruption biome you find, either the Crimson or the Corruption, potentially even the Hollow, will start to spread across the world unless you corral it, maybe build a trench or something, it then takes over your whole world. It's like, it takes me to my next point. The game feels like it has very little freedom. Kind of goes with the last point as well, but I'm just kind of going on and on about things. Like, yeah, the game doesn't feel like there's any real freedom to it. It just feels like I even learned that pretty much everything spawns in pretty much the same place. Everything, like all the biomes tend to be in the same spot. Everything tends to be in the same general location. The only thing that's really different is the actual structure shape of the land, but other than that, the land is identical every time around, unless I guess you go with a bigger world seed or something. It's like, and I guess there's like those special seeds, but it's like those are different. Like, even little things about Terraria just tick me off. Like one thing that when I found this out because a friend of mine told me, and that is that in Terraria, if you hit the save and exit, anyone who's played any game that is not Terraria, like maybe say they played Minecraft, maybe they played Subnautica, if you hit save and exit, what happens? Oh, well, you save the game and you exit to the main menu, and then next time you go into the game, you'll just jump back right where you left off, right? Right. Well, Terraria said, screw that, and decided to be the only game I have ever played that will send you hurtling right back to your spawn point upon re-entering the world after you save and exit. I have never played a game that did that until Terraria, okay? Never. The only other games I've ever played that may have done that have been like very small games, so not quite on the scale that Terraria is trying to be at. I'm honestly glad that my friend told me that. Like, I'm glad he told me that, because how did I not discover that on my own was because I always went right back to my base, which was which was on top of my spawn point, so I'd always spawn back in my house. I always went right back to my house, my base area, before I saved and exited, so I never noticed that that was happening. And I'm glad my friend told me, because I'm pretty sure if I had done that, like while I was out exploring for one episode and then saved and exited and then I came back and I was right back in my house, I would have thought the game bugged. I would have thought something went wrong with the game and that I had to fix it. I would not have at all thought that that was a feature. Heck, I even have the theory that that was a bug. Relogic just never bothered to patch it. Now, Minecraft in its very young days did a very similar system, but they changed it. They got rid of it. They fixed the problem. And so now if you save and exit in Minecraft, you spawn right back where you were when you saved and exited instead of back at your spawn point, which is the preferred way for me, and I think many other people. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I can't get any enjoyment out of Terraria, and I really tried. I really tried to like the game, but I just don't. It's too different. It seems like it's confused. I think maybe my opinion of Terraria would be different if Minecraft didn't exist. If I had never played Minecraft, if maybe even if Minecraft did exist, but it was Terraria I played first, and I never played Minecraft until now or something, maybe my opinion of Terraria would be different, because I wouldn't have something that I consider to be better to compare it to. Now, I'd like to reiterate, I'm not saying Terraria is a bad game, because obviously it wouldn't have the fan base, it wouldn't have the overwhelming popularity it has on Steam if it wasn't a good game. And it obviously is. It just simply, it's not appealing to me. It's not appealing to me. And that's the thing. There are plenty of things I know people don't like, okay? There are people out there who don't like Minecraft. Minecraft is my all-time favorite game, okay? It is my all-time favorite game. There are people out there who I know for a fact probably don't like Minecraft. And I don't care. Because, it doesn't change my enjoyment of it. And so that's the thing. Just because I don't enjoy Terraria shouldn't change your enjoyment of it, for those of you who do enjoy it. And again, I'm not attacking the people who do like Terraria. I'm just going over the reasons I don't personally. In fact, one of the things that I even kind of thought of, actually, after playing Terraria and stuff. I used to say that Minecraft needed a much bigger progression system in the vanilla game. Okay, I'm mostly a modded player, but even mods kind of got this figured out to where like everything's pretty much optional and stuff. There's no like linear progression really, and you can just avoid things completely unless you get certain mods, in which case I usually don't like those mods at all. But I never quite realized this until now, and that is I always thought Minecraft needed a bigger progression system. It needed a reason to do things. Like the progression system had to actually exist, and not just like, oh, wood to diamond and maybe netherite and go kill the ender dragon and stuff. Like, not talking that kind of thing. Like, that's all still very optional. I'm talking like an actual, like, you have to go here before you can go here, before you can go here, before you can go here, before you can kill that sort of thing, sort of progression system. I have seen so many people say Minecraft needed that, and I used to stand with them. I used to be right there with them saying that Minecraft needed that. After playing Terraria, Minecraft should never have that, okay? Because that's sort of the kind of system Terraria sort of has, and I think that Minecraft should not have a system like that. Minecraft is a game of freedom. Minecraft is basically asking the player, what do you want to do? What do you, as the player, want to do? And that's how I was able to make Ultra Destruction a thing, because how I was able to tell a story with it and stuff. I mean, it was modded Minecraft and stuff, but, you know, I was able to do what I wanted to do. I was able to tell the story I wanted to tell, because even with the mods, and even if without mods I could have told a story and stuff, Minecraft is a very open game for pretty much anybody to use. It can be used like a platform. You can use it like a platform for your own thing. Terraria, not really. I mean, there is modded Terraria, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the base game. And I am talking about the base game of Minecraft too. I'm not saying that Minecraft needs mods. You know, I just like playing with mods. No, but the base game of Terraria, it's not like that. It's, instead of asking the player, what do you want to do? It's more like, here's the system I have in place, and here's the stuff that you're supposed to do in the game, but nothing actually tells you how to do it, when to do it, why you're doing it, and there's no story to it at all. Have fun. Like, that's what it feels like Terraria says. And again, Minecraft, what do you want to do? And that's even a thing, the famous line that revolves around Minecraft, the only limit is your imagination. I feel like Terraria has a limit. I feel like it has that limit, and a self-imposed limit. So that's where we are, and that's why I am officially canceling the Terraria playthrough. Episode 4, the raw footage I already have will probably be deleted, or maybe I'll save it, but I don't think I'll ever upload it. The first 3 episodes that are on my channel will be the only ones there. I'm not gonna like private them or anything. They'll still remain, but nothing more will come of them. And being honest, I'll probably never play Terraria again in my life. I probably won't even talk about it. It's just I'm gonna make this like the last Terraria related thing I really do. The last thing that really had me kind of questioning whether I should cancel Terraria series prior, but I think what really made it stick was recording that 4th episode, realizing just how much I was really not enjoying myself at all. Like, I was already feeling like that in episode 2, and I really phoned in episode 3, I felt, and it was just awful. Episode 4, like, episode 4, the raw footage I'm not going to be uploading, awful, just awful. But some of the reasons why I felt so compelled, like I had to keep going until I was finally like, I'm just not enjoying it, was because, like, one, practically every friend I ever had played Terraria said, like, oh, Titan or Teddy or whatever, you should play Terraria. It's a really good game. I think you're really gonna like it and stuff. I didn't even buy Terraria myself, okay? I was gifted Terraria by a friend, okay? A friend of mine gifted me Terraria so I could play Terraria, and so I did not even purchase the game myself. So that was so part of me felt like I was playing it out of obligation to that friend, you know, actually buying the game for me. I didn't even ask for it. He just did. He just did. And then on top of it being the fact that the first episode of Terraria did actually really well, surprisingly well. I think it's sitting at like 400 something views as of making this video, maybe more. I can't really remember, but and like so many people came and wanted to see like a blind playthrough of Terraria, and suddenly that put even more obligation on my shoulders and stuff. But then like the fact that I wasn't enjoying the game, I've seen so many YouTubers that when something goes well, they never stop doing it, even well after they stop personally enjoying it, and they're really phoning it in, they're really faking it, and it just seems like torture. I've always said don't bother with that. And that's the thing, like I was looking at like the fact that, oh, it was successful, it was popular, and I almost like slapped myself, like, since when did you care about the numbers? Okay, I don't care what my subscriber count is. I don't care what my view count is. I don't care about that. I do YouTube because I enjoy doing it. I do it for fun, okay? I do it for fun, and if people want to come along for the ride, then that's fine with me, okay? I'm just doing this because I want to. And if I'm not enjoying something, then why am I doing it? And I asked myself that question about Terraria, and I was like, yeah, I'm not enjoying it. Why am I doing it? So I'm not doing it anymore. I'd like to end this video off by thanking everybody who is a fan of Terraria, who came here to watch a blind playthrough of Terraria and subscribed and everything. And I'd like to thank you all for coming, and I'd like to apologize for the fact that there won't be any more Terraria on this channel, ever. I can understand if you don't want to stick around. I can completely get that, but I would be grateful if some of you decided to stick around and watch the content that I enjoy making. Stuff like the Sims 4 series, or City Skylines, or coming soon, Season 2 of Minecraft Ultra Destruction, and just whatever other games I decide to play on the channel. Go back and watch my old content if you want and catch up. Like I'd be grateful, but I can understand if you don't want to stick around because there's no Terraria. Okay, but that's the thing. This is my channel. This is my YouTube channel. And I'm gonna upload what I want. And Terraria is not something I enjoyed, and so I'm not going to upload it anymore. Anyways, but that's pretty much all I got to say about it. Terraria is done, but Minecraft Ultra Destruction Season 2 will be coming around the corner soon enough, so I'm really excited for that when it gets started. That's gonna be really good. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. So yeah, I hope you guys do understand why there will be no more Terraria on this channel, and I hope you guys do understand all that. And so, yeah, and this happens to be the first video that you've seen by me, then please do consider subscribing to join Team TJ Today for awesome gameplay videos and other content like this. And again, apart from that, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys understand, and I will see you all next time. Tiny26 out. Goodbye, guys!